We're here with head coach Mark Downey after the third weekend of action here. Picked up two more big wins and head into a Thursday night game with West Liberty. Give us your thoughts on last week's play and the upcoming week.
It was good to get two wins. We didn't play particularly well on Saturday night against Urbana, but to go to Johnson C. Smith and win on the road in a pretty tough environment, luckily it wasn't real tough. Their students went home that day on Tuesday before Thanksgiving, so they had about half the crowd they would normally expect, but still very loud and very small gym with the low ceilings, so it was a tough atmosphere, but we probably played the best 12, 13 minutes of the year early in the game and got a big lead, and then they've got a very good player and came back and he led them and their team feeds off him and got them back in the game, and then we had to go to overtime. We came back and they took a lead with a minute to go, and then we scored a big bucket and held on and had a chance to win it at the buzzer and didn't, so we went to overtime and just played really well the last 7 or 8 minutes. So put 20 minutes together, I guess. We need to start putting 40 minutes together. Saturday, the team struggled a bit. I don't know if it was kind of a game we were looking forward to West Lib, kind of in between Johnson C. Smith on the road and West Lib. But, I thought our team showed some things we hadn't showed this year. We just came out, not ready to play, and that's really the first time that's happened. So, the good thing about it is, you keep winning and keep finding ways to win, and that still being undefeated, and that goes a long way. They're both region games and both games that'll help us later in the season, and hopefully those teams will keep winning. Big 2 wins, we'll take them. I've always thought that it's better to learn from a win than learn from a loss. So 6-0 is not bad right now.
Looking through some numbers today, this is the best start for UC basketball since the 1999-2000 season. You guys off on the start that you were expecting, and how do you expect to build for the latter half of the season?
Well, I knew that, trying to blend a lot of new guys together, and if you really look at it, a lot of our guys haven't played in a while, and I knew that would be a challenge coming in. If you look at all the Marshall transfers, none of those guys have really played a lot of minutes in 2 years, and Eladio was hurt. X had sat out a year and then didn't get to play much last year, and Noah was a walk-on and did the same thing. So, those 3 guys hadn't played much. P.J. Reyes played a semester in the last 2 years, so he hasn't played a lot. Evan Faulkner did bring in some experience in playing a lot at Radford, but then Montavious Mark hasn't. He just started playing 5 years ago, organized basketball. So and didn't play last year, sat out last year. So a lot of guys. Hayden Annette sat out last year. And then Philip Outley came in at Christmas last year, so he only played a semester. So I knew it was going to take a while for these guys to really get it going, but they've continued to find ways to win, and I've got to be happy with that. It's almost a little bit remarkable that we're 6-0, because we've had a pretty tough schedule to go to Shippensburg and play East Stroudsburg up there in Shippensburg, and then to beat UPJ here that was picked second in the league, and then to go to Johnson C. Smith, a tough environment where not many people win. We're all good. Another conference road win against Bluefield State. So all those wins, very good for a team that doesn't have much experience together, and not much experience at all over the last 2 years. So very happy with that. As a coach, I want our guys to play better and put 40 minutes together, and I don't think we've done that yet. And that's just the coach in me. But for us to bring all these new guys and guys that haven't played in a while and do all that together, you've got to credit our guys. They've done a good job to find ways to win and still be 6-0 and really not play all the way to their potential yet.
Like you said, you have a lot of new guys on the team this year, and you're facing Thursday a West Liberty team who has won 40 straight West Virginia Conference matchups. You think the new faces in the lineup really helps to maybe put that to the side, and there's just like any other game that they're going to face this season?
Yeah, we're trying to make it that way. We're trying to talk to them about, hey, it's a big game because it's another conference game, it's another home game, and we've got to win our home games. And they're a good team. They do a good job. Coach Crutch does a wonderful job, and they just make you play different. And but as a coach, I was used to that, just in a different way. Coming from out in the Midwest, there were a lot of programs that pushed tried to dictate the tempo and push their way of playing on you. It was just different. It was slow, and these guys are the opposite. It's fast. So we want to play fast as well, but we want to make good decisions, not turn the ball over. And they're going to dictate that tempo and dictate that pressure, and a lot of points are going to get scored. But we've just got to do what we do, and even though it's a little bit faster, I mean, like I said, we want to play fast, but we can't turn the ball over, and we've got to get good shots and make good decisions, and we're at home, that helps as well. So we've just got to do what we do. I think if we do that, we give ourselves a chance to win.
All right, one more question. We have a question from UCGoldenEagles.com. Same night you guys were playing Johnson C. Smith, Alderson Broaddus and West Liberty were battling it out. Alderson Broaddus took West Liberty down to the final minute in a really tight game. What do you think? Do you think the West Virginia Conference level of competition is stepping up with an Alderson Broaddus team that was picked just behind Charleston in the preseason coaches poll and given the number one team a pretty good run?
I think so. I think it's a little bit more even this year. West Lib, they lost four, really good players, and they were so far ahead of everybody last year. And I think as the year went on, people played them a little bit better. But this year they've got a lot of new guys too, and they're trying to. They're going through some growing pains like all of us are. So I think it makes the field a little bit more even. But with AB. Coach Zimmer does a good job. He's always going to have some guys who can play, and he's always going to do a good job of coaching them. And then, Wheeling's playing very well. And West Virginia Wesleyan with Coach Boone, Coach Price brought in a lot of good players, and then Coach Boone came in, and he does a great job coaching them, and he brought in a really good player himself. So, Fairmont's got off to a bad start, but they're really good. UPJ's obviously really good. I think Shepherd's playing well. I mean, there's a lot of, you go through the whole league, I mean, there's a lot of teams that are playing well. So, yeah, I think it's wide open. I think there's a lot of teams that could surprise. And, I hope we're one of them. I hope we continue to do what we're doing. But we've got our work cut out, especially this week. You got a West Lib team that's won 40 straight. Then you turn around, win or lose, and you go to AB and play a team that's very good in a place that's very hard to play. So our guys got to be focused and understand that everything we've done, all the conditioning, all the tough days, all the hard days, those got to pay off now, and we've got to be focused and committed to doing what we know how to do and the way we want to play, and hopefully we can tough out some wins.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. And West Liberty tip-off for the men's game is 8 o'clock on Thursday night. You can catch live audio, live video at UCGoldenEagles.com for both West Liberty and the Alderson Broaddus game this week.